Good morning, dear children. How are you? So, are you watching your YouTube classes? So, the previous class we were discussing about the pie chart, how to draw the pie chart. These are the topics we have learned in the previous session, right? So, I have given you the homework also, and some of the students they attend the Zoom classes and they were asking doubt, and I was very happy that those were asking doubt. I was very happy because you are watching the classes and you are working out. So I want all the students to participate, to join in the Zoom interaction class. Okay, so if you have any doubt in the chapter, you will be watching the YouTube classes, maybe you can note down the doubts and we can just ask in the Zoom classes. Okay, so please all try to participate in the Zoom interaction class. Okay, children. So at least I can see you all, right? I miss you all. So I want to see all the students. So please try to attend the Zoom class. So now, before starting today's session, so I want to discuss about the topics what we have learned in the previous session. So previous session we have learned how to draw the pie chart, how to find out how to do the fractions, how to draw by using the protractor. So you all know to draw a circle, right? All know to draw a circle by using a compass. Then you know to mark the angles by using protractor. So now you know to mark the angles by using compass also. You know to draw an angle. By the way, you know protractor. Protractor was a basic thing you were learning from your smaller classes. I think from grade 4 onwards you will learn how to draw an angle by using a protractor. So here also when you draw the pie chart, you have to use compass, you have to use protractor, you have to use scale. Okay, just don't draw simply just scribble. You have to draw neatly. We are doing all the calculation to draw the pie chart accurately, so please do that. Okay, so before starting the session, all take your rough note with you, keep a pencil and just take your textbook also. So whenever I say some important points, you can note it down. When I say some calculation, you can do it. Okay children, now let's begin the session. So today we are continuing with the pie chart problems. Okay, some word problems based on the pie chart topic we are going to learn. Then I'll give a small introduction about probability. Okay, so today what are the things we are going to learn? Just we are going to see some problems based on the pie chart, and we are going to start probability. That is the last topic of this chapter. So just I'll give a small introduction about probability and outcomes, events, all these terms I'll just introduce you. Okay, children. Now let's begin the session. Okay, now let's begin. This question I have given you as a homework problem. The last class I have given you the homework problem. So just you can check the answer. So I'll explain it. Those who have doubt, I'll explain it. Then you can, those who have completed your homework, please take your answer. Okay. So read the question. A group of people were asked to vote for their favorite season. So group of people we are asking to vote for their favorite season. From the three seasons, what are the three seasons? Rainy, winter and summer. So we were asking to some group of people to vote for their favorite season. So what are the seasons? Rainy, winter and summer are the three seasons given. So what is the first question? Which season got the most votes? That means which season has more number of votes. So from this table can you find out which season has more number of votes? You know winter, right? 150. For summer 90 and rainy 120 and winter 150. So winter season people likes most. Then second question, find the central angle of each sector. So here we want to find the central angle for each sector. So here what are the three sectors we have? Summer, rainy and winter. So for these three seasons we want to find the central angle. Okay, that is the second question. So second question we want to do the calculation part. Okay, now what is the third question? Draw the pie chart to show the information. So based on the second question, so second question we will be finding the central angle for each seasons. So based on that We want to draw the pie chart. That is the third part. Okay. Now let's see the second question. So here the total number of foods. So here what are the seasons? Summer, rainy and winter. So now you want to find the total, right? We have for summer 90, rainy 120, winter 150. So we want to find the total first, then only we can do the calculation. So when you add 90 plus 120 plus 150, you will get the answer 360. Here you are getting the answer 360. What is the total number of votes? So total number of votes is 360. From that, summer 90, rainy 120, winter 150. Okay. Next we want to find the central angles for each sectors. Okay. So write down the summer, rainy, winter season. Then write down the odds. Next in fractions. What is the total number? Summer 90. What is the total number of odds? How many people have voted? 360. So 90 divided by 360. If you want, you can cancel it from here. So I did not cancel because it is easy. Finally it is very easy. 360 and 360 get cancelled, so we'll get 90. So for the easy calculation, I did not cancel in this part. I did not cancel in this part because for the easy calculation. If you want, you can cancel it and write down the answer, no problem. Okay, that is your wish. So rainy, what is the total number of vote? 360, and from that 120 for rainy. So like that, write down the fraction part. Next one, central angle. So 90 degree by 360 into what is this 360, children? Do you remember in the last class I said what is the total angle for a circle? 360 degree. That 360 is this one. Okay. This denominator part is a total. Don't get confused. For example, if here 4 seasons are there, then you will get maybe 460 or something. So that is a total number of what we are writing in the denominator, and we are multiplying with the central angle. Okay, what is the total angle for a circle? 360. That 360 we are writing here. So cancel it everywhere. This 360 get cancelled, and what is the remaining thing? 120. So here we are getting 120, 150. So what is an angle for summer? What is the central angle for summer? 90 degree. For rainy, 120. Winter, 150. Here the calculation is easy, right? So maybe if little more bigger problem means you can cancel from this fraction part, then you can do here. Okay, that is calculation, but that is your wish. According to your convenience, you can cancel it, no problem. Okay, now we got the angles. Summer 90, rainy 120 and winter 150. Now we have to draw the pie chart. That is the third part. Look at here. First you have to draw a circle by using compass. So take any radius and draw a circle. First thing what you will do, you will draw a circle, and you have a center point. Right here only you are keeping the compass. This is a center point. So this is a radius you are drawing. Right. Next, keep the protractor at this point and mark 90 degrees. So here you will get the point. So you will be drawing 90 degrees. So 90 degrees for summer. Next you have 120 degree. Keep the protractor at this point, and this is straight line. For example, I'll put a dotted line for your understanding. This is 90 degrees. So 120 means here somewhere you will get the point. So join it. So this is 120 degree. Okay, then what is the remaining? 150. If you measure it, you will get correctly 150. So this is a winter part and this is rainy part. This is how you want to draw the pie chart. Okay, so when you draw the pie chart, once again I am saying please use compass, protractor and scale. Draw neatly. Okay children, now understood. So those who have written this problem correctly, your homework problem, if you have done correctly, very good children. Others, find out your mistake and correct it. Okay, now let's see the next problem. Now the next question, the adjoining pie chart gives the marks obtained in the examination by a student. So here they have given the marks for the subjects. Examination by a student in Hindi, English, mathematics, social science and science. If the total marks obtained by the student. So total marks, what is total marks? 540. Answer the following question. So they have given the subjects and the total marks the particular student scored was 540, and we have to answer the questions. So what is the first question? In which subject did the student score 105 marks? So in which subject did the student score 105 marks? So we want to find out in which subject a particular student got 105 marks. So what is the hint given for 540 marks? 540 is a total marks. Okay. For 540 marks, the central angle is 360, means we want to find for 105 marks. Understood? First question, they are asking to find for which subject the particular student got 105 marks. What is the hint given? So total mark is 540. They are saying if for 540 the central angle is 360, what will be the central angle for 105? That one we want to find out. Then second question, how many more marks were obtained by the students in maths than in Hindi? So we want to find out how many more marks a particular student has scored in maths than in Hindi. So we want to find out how many marks were more in maths than in Hindi. So we want to find out. So maths he has scored some higher marks, but how many marks were more, that we want to find out. Then third question, examine whether the sum of the marks obtained in social science and maths is more than that in science and Hindi. So we want to find out, examine whether the sum of marks means adding, right? Sum of marks obtained in social science and maths. So we want to add social science and maths is more than science and Hindi. So we want to add social science maths and social science and maths marks, we want to add it, and one answer will be given, right? And we want to add science and Hindi, and we want to find out which group, whether social and maths group got higher marks or science and Hindi. Okay, so just study the central angles. What is the hint given here? We want to just study the central angles. Now let's see the solution part. So here they have given the pie chart. So here they have marked social science, that is 65 degree, and for science 80 degree, and Hindi 70 degree, English 55 degree, and mathematics 90 degree. So now we are going to find the solution for the given question. So what was the first question? In which subject did the student score 105 marks? So we want to find out in which subject particular student scored 105 marks. One student has scored 105 marks. For which subject we have to find out. So what was the hint given in the question? For 570 marks, the central angle is given as, they have given, what is the hint given for the first question? For 540 marks, the central angle is given as 360 degree. So this is the hint given. The same way we want to find out for 105 marks. So they are saying that for 540 marks, 540 is the total marks, right? For 540, the central angle is 360 degree. So what will be the central angle for 105? That was the hint given. So 540, so you want to get 360 degrees. So the student, you think the student has scored 540 marks, full marks. So you will get cancelled, right? 540 will get cancelled. So into 360 means only you will get the answer 360 degree, right? Now understood, this is the hint given in the question. Okay. So into 360 means only when 540 get cancelled, you will get 360 remaining. That's why we are getting equal to 360 degree. So like that. So total mark is 540, and we want to, what is the mark given? 105. We want to find out 105, right? So we want to find the central angle. So 105 into 360. So just cancel it, children. We can cancel. Look at here. This is now understood how we are writing this step. So this we are writing from the hint. They have given the hint. So we know now how 360 we are getting for 540. Now the same way we want to find out for 105. So 105 divided by the total marks 540 into 360. Cancel it. This 0 and this 0 get cancelled. So we can use 18 table or 9 table or 2 table. That is your wish. Okay, so here I am using 19 table. So 4 nines are 36 and 6 nines are 54. Now we can cancel 6 and 4 by 2. 3 twos are 6 and 2 twos are 4. Now 105 we can divide by 3, right? So 1 3 is 3. So here 3 threes are 9, then 1 balance. So 15 it becomes. So 5 threes are 15. Now 35 into 2, we are getting 70. So we have cancelled it and we have found 70 degree. So we want to find out what is the question. For which subject we got 105 marks. So here we got 70 degree. So where is the angle here 70 degree? Yeah, for Hindi the angle is 70 degree. So for Hindi he scored 105 marks. Understood? So in the question they have given a pie chart also. In the pie chart they have marked the angles. So we have found out the central angle for 105. So we got 70 degree. So where is 70 degree in this pie chart? Here. So Hindi has scored. For Hindi, the student has scored 105 marks. Now let's see the next question. So what was the second question, children? In which subject? Second question was how many more marks were obtained by the student in maths than in Hindi? So maths mark, a particular student got more marks for maths than Hindi. Now we want to find out how many more marks he has scored for maths than Hindi. So the how many marks he has scored? More, that more number, more. What is the difference we want to find out? Okay. So maths marks minus Hindi marks. So before that, we want to know the maths mark, right? They have mentioned like maths, he got more marks for maths than Hindi, and we want to find out how many more marks he has scored. So for that, maths mark minus Hindi marks, you know the step, but we want to find out now first what is a max mark, then what is a Hindi mark, then we want to do the subtraction. Okay, so here they did not give any marks, they have given here angles. You know the total central angle is 360 degree, right? So here what is the angle given for max? 90 degree. So 90 degree divided by the total angle into what is the total marks? This is total marks. Okay, don't 540 is a total marks given in the question. So you cancel it. You can use any 2 table or 9 table, that is your wish. Cancel it. You will get the answer 135. So this is max mark. So 135 is max mark. Now we want to find out Hindi mark. What is Hindi's angle? 70. So already we have found out in the first question. 105 mark is for Hindi, right? So you can write it down or we can check it that way. So what is an angle given here? 70 degree. So 70 degree divided by total angle 360 into 540. Cancel it. You will be getting 105. So this is Hindi mark. Now you can apply this formula. What is the formula? Max mark 135 minus 105 for Hindi marks. So how many more marks he has scored? 30 marks more than Hindi. For max he got 30 more marks than Hindi. Understood? So this is a second question. Now what is the third question? Examine whether the sum of the marks obtained. So third question is, so for sum of the marks for social science plus max mark. Okay, social science plus max marks, they're saying is greater than the sum of science, greater than science plus Hindi. Okay, so we want to examine this. So in the question, what they are asking, examine whether the sum of the marks obtained in social science and maths. So sum means social science plus maths sum is more than science plus Hindi. They are saying when you add social science marks with maths, that total answer is greater than when you add science plus Hindi. So we want to examine whether it is true or not. So whether we know the marks, children? No, we don't know the marks. So they have given in the pie chart only the angles. So for this third question, they have given a hint. What was the hint? Just study the central angles. Why they said that thing? Because here they did not give any marks in the question. Only they have given a pie chart with some angles. So here we are going to apply the angles here, right? Justify, just study the central angle. That was the hint. So here for social science, what is an angle given? Social science, the angle is given as 65 degree. And for maths, what is an angle given? 90 degree. So 90 degree plus 65 degree. So when you add it, you are getting, so this is 90 degrees angle for maths and 65 is for social science. Okay, 65 is for social science. When you add, you are getting 155. Then for science, what is an angle? 80 degree. And for Hindi, what is an angle? 70 degree. So 80 degree plus 70 degree. You are getting 150 degree. So here, which group is having higher? Social science plus maths. So therefore, students scored more in social science and maths. So this is correct. We have examined. Social science plus maths is a higher marks. Okay, understood children. So read the question carefully. In some, for the easy calculation, they'll mention the hint. So just you can follow the hint and we can do the calculation. So here we don't know the marks, so that's why they have given that we don't want to go for higher calculation, bigger calculation we don't want. That's why they have given a hint, just study the central angle. So they have given the central angle, so when you add the angles we can find out which is greater. Understood children? Now the next topic was probability. Okay, let's see the next part. The next topic, that is the last topic of this chapter, is chance and probability. So just I'll give one small introduction. We'll see detail about this topic in the next section. Okay, so just I'll give a small introduction about what is probability. So I'll explain with an example. So what is a probability, children? You take a coin and just toss it. For cricket and all, you'll be tossing, right? Who will be batting first? So there is a chance of getting tail and there is a chance of getting head. That is given here. There are certain experiments where the result have equal chance of, there are certain experiments where the result has equal chance of occurring. Equal chance of occurring. So the meaning is what I said. So equal chances are there. When I toss a coin, I have a chance of equal chance of getting a tail. You're saying you'll get tail. I'm saying I'll get head. But there is a equal chance, right? So that is known as a probability. The same example what I said. The experiment of tossing a coin always result in either head or tail. Both the result have equal chance of occurring. There is an equal chance, right? So it may be a tail or it may be a head. So I can't say only I'll get head. So there is no chance of getting tail. I can't say like that. There is an equal chance. Okay. The next term is random experiment. So what is random experiment, children? So before that, what I said about probability and chances, right? So when I toss a coin, you may get head or tail. You will have the probability of getting tail or head. So random experiment means when I toss a coin, when I'm just tossing a coin, right? Simply if I'm keeping a coin in my hand or in my pocket and I'm saying whether can I say that's a random experiment? No. When I am going to toss a coin, when I toss a coin only I can say that I may get head or tail. Now can you identify the difference? So when you start doing that experiment, when you roll a die, or when you are going to take a red color or a green color ball from a cover or from a jar, so you are going to do that, then only we can say you may get this or that. So you don't know particularly what result you will get, but for example, when you toss a coin, you don't know whether you will get tail or head, you cannot confirm it, but within that two answer, any one answer you are going to get, right? Maybe a tail or a head. Okay, so that is the meaning of random experiment. So it has more than one possible outcome. So if you toss a coin, you'll have two answers, right? You may get, that possible outcomes are two. From that, one you will be getting. If you toss a coin, you may get head or a tail. When you roll a die, you may get one or you may get two. Or six possible outcomes are there for when you roll a die. So you know the possible outcomes. You don't know exactly the result, but you know the possibility. But when you roll only, you can say that what are the possible outcomes. Simply just you are keeping a die at one uh, jar or in a box, and whether we can say that is a random experiment. No, that is a difference. Okay. So examples: throwing a die, tossing a coin, or picking a ball from the jar. So these are the examples. So when we roll a die, it can land upon any of the side, right? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So from this any one you will be getting. So random experiment is one whose outcome cannot be predicted. So the outcome cannot be predicted. So if you toss a coin, you are getting a chance of getting head or tail. So you cannot say when I toss a coin, I'll get only head. Like that I cannot say. So I may get head or tail. So some related to this probability, we'll see some terms. So the first one is outcome. Outcome means was a possible result of a random experiment. So you are going to do a random experiment. So the result is known as outcome. So for example, when you do a trial means what? So I am going to toss a coin. So I want to check how many times I am getting tail or how many times I am getting head. So I'm tossing a coin. So that is my first trial. So outcome number one. So the result is known as outcome for a trial. So when I toss a coin second time, then the result I'll be writing like outcome number two. So the result of a single trial. Okay, the result of a single trial of an experiment is called outcome. Okay, understood now. So please read your textbook, children. So the next class, I'll be detailing explaining this definition with the problem. So now I'm just giving a small introduction. Now let's see the next one. Now the next term, outcomes as events. So each outcome of an experiment or a collection of outcomes makes an event. I said outcome means for a single trial. So first trial, then second trial, then third trial, I was doing all this. So there are first outcome, second outcome, third outcome, right? So all these outcomes together forms event. All these outcomes together forms event. Okay, children, the remaining topics we'll see in the next section. So today we have seen some problems related to pie chart, and I have given a small introduction about the last topic, that is chances and probability. Then we have seen some terms related to that like outcomes, events, then random experiments. So these topics we'll see detailedly in the next class. Okay, children. So please read your textbook so that you'll get some ideas. Then In the next class, we'll explain these definitions with the problems. Okay, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.